some other outcome.
Oh, no, 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 no. You know, you count every day and the blessings that come with it.
You,
These not
I
so.
agree.
Oh, exactly so. I was just going to say on the back of the inspirational song that don't worry about when he's going to come, you know?
You just have to do
Just
right.
declare, just declare that you're righteous
Hey,
in God
declare.
through Christ
Hallelujah.
and believe in the grace.
Amen.
His grace is sufficient.
I prefer you being righteous than just declaring it, so that it doesn't become the professing but not practicing
You
Christian
can never
kind
be
of.
perfect.
But
You
out
can
of
never
the
be
abundance
perfect.
of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yeah, there's very serious limitations on the application of that. It questions your hermeneutics completely.
Which Supreme Court judgments are you taking?
Okay, shall we do,
Yeah,
what
let's
we're
do that.
here to do?
Let's do that.
Enter different
I,
brands, you know?
I think you can start.
Yes, when the Drive Safe campaign is brought to you by Joy News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Ghana Company Limited, Toyota Superior Quality. Avoid all distractions. All distractions means all distractions. Keep both eyes on the road and hands on that steering wheel right now. That's how to ensure your safe arrival.
Absolutely. And today we're talking about safety on our roads. Okay. It remains the major means of us transporting ourselves around the place. But road traffic accidents, fatalities, injuries are scary. Okay. But now, of course, we have the road traffic laws and regulations, which are supposed to ensure that we don't fall foul, we don't hurt ourselves or each other. But enforcement is sometimes a problem. So today we're getting into it. We have a new IGP. He's getting fans. What do we expect him to do to make our roads safer? Right? That's the conversation.
Have we even seen any changes? Is there something different happening? Not in terms of the kind of arrests that we've seen, the kind of responses, the kind of consistent communication, but we're talking about real changes on our roads.
So
Well,
I hear people say quickly that no, this time I have to make sure that I comply because this IGP, he doesn't play. His men would. By the time you are aware, you're already on remand.
That's already a good
So
thing.
we're more
Yeah.
disciplined?
Well,
appearing.
it appears we have an opportunity to become more disciplined. The arrests have made a difference. And by the way, speaking of arrests, Shatawale, of course, was in court yesterday. He was granted bail on his own recognizance, and others were granted bail with sureties to the tune of 100,000 Ghana cedis. Go check out the video right now. Just go to our Facebook live page. Go to our Facebook live right now and check out the video of what happened yesterday when Shatawale was in court. It's playing right now. Go see it. Campus in West Africa. Not forgetting King.
Bad man.
Onyenuga was prohibited from handling Dr. Opuni's case. And this is a matter of causing financial loss to the state. But yesterday, he got the Attorney General Godfrey Aboadami got this decision overturned in a 4-3 majority decision, which was a review panel. We know how difficult it is to get the Supreme Court to review its own previous decision, but they did it. They were successful. There were judges that were added to the old panel. So Justice Doche and Avril Lovelace Johnson had dissented in the previous judgment. They were joined by Justices Professor Ni Ashikote and Gertrude Tokono to become the majority in the review case, while Justice Gabriel Palman, Agnes Doji, and Isifu Umoro Amadu Tanko, who had prohibited Justice Onyenuga in the previous ruling, dissented in the review decision. But first, there was also, an application to get Justice Doche off the case, but that, of course, was not successful.
Okay. Now, the interesting part is that the two that were added for the review, they all decided to now be they were the main people that overturned it. So the two added up to the original two, now becoming 4-3. That's an interesting one.
It is actually. So
I'm waiting, and I've been saying this consistently. Forgive me, Mamavi. I'm waiting to the day when these judgments are given, and like elsewhere, they tell you at 10 a.m. that we'll give the judgment at 9:30. At 10 a.m., the judgment will be up on our website. So go read it for yourself. In fact, they will even tell that we recorded the entire judgment for you. So go watch it for yourself. I'm looking forward to that particular time. I'll be very impressed and intrigued by that development.
perhaps that day will come, but for now, on this particular matter, if you want to know the reasoning behind the decision yesterday, you have to wait Friday.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But other front page stories, accountable governance, deepen transparency. President charges MMDCEs, and ahead of the 2022 budgets, IEA calls for resource mobilization. That's the Institute of Economic Affairs. They've stressed the need for an ambitious resource mobilization drive to help stem the country's huge annual revenue losses. Of course, year after year, we've been told, well, we know actually the shortfall of the budget targets.
Yes.
I'm not sure if this would result in anything though, because we've heard it. Then we'll come back to this. Before you bring the Ghanaian Times, 2 stories on the back page of the Daily Graphic, real quick. 2 arrested over killing of family head at Pram Pram. The incident occurred yesterday at about 3 a.m. and it is believed to be connected to chieftaincy matters in the area. Good news is 2 persons have been arrested. And then a woman jailed 6 years for faking her kidnap.
How many years?
6 years, even though she pleaded guilty to the 2 counts of deceit of public officer and publication of false news. Now, the judge on this case, Mr. Michael Ampedu, said that he's even been lenient, but he justified the punishment by saying that takrade these days had become synonymous with kidnapping, to the extent that once takrade was mentioned, kidnapping came to mind. And he also talked about the 3 girls who had been kidnapped earlier and were found dead, and said that this is so fresh. So for anybody to do this at this particular time in the same takrade, you deserve this.
You know what you do with that, right? You create the impression that the numbers are up when it comes to kidnapping. Then insecurity on the minds of the people. So anybody stepping out in the morning is thinking, would I return? Would my family members, everybody come home? Or any of us will be kidnapped. That's the impression you create when you fake many of these incidents. Come to think of it. What? One of the incidents when the pregnant woman's case, the police really came out to say that, whoa, we suspect that this is on the rise. People faking in fact, some of us really disputed that claim. Until some of these people gave credence to the claim by the police that, but why would you, I know you want money, but why would you kidnap yourself? That's basically what they did anyway. Well,
which is in this case too, this recent one.
Now,
she's going to benefit from her own kidnapping.
Self-kidnap. Now, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning, Ghana's preparedness for earthquake, auditing of public buildings set to begin. So the Osu Castle, the Jubilee House, the Parliament House, all relevant public buildings will be reviewed promptly. This according to the relevant council that's supposed to be taking care of the stature of these buildings. So we know the areas in Accra and also in the Greater Accra region. We know the areas that are earthquake prone. Professor Mamu has been drumming home the areas consistently. People are still building there. As I speak, I know somebody's making a decision that I want to build a very big one somewhere that is known to be earthquake prone. So then when the danger strikes, we will come back to have a conversation about how to help them. But that's what's happening now. All government buildings are being reviewed. They are checking their disaster preparedness to make sure that they meet the modern trends, and then that even if it happens, we will have less than the number mostly attached to, or no casualties at all, or reduce it to the barest minimum anyway.
The last time we did some work to make public buildings friendly for persons with disability. Where did we get to?
Oh, they were given instructions. You have to do it.
I
But
keep saying that you're a very hopeful person.
yeah,
I like that.
I'm hoping that
Because
the
you're
instructions
very
will
happy with
materialize.
this.
Yes, because I I am one of those who believe that we have to live in a modern society, and modern society will have modern structures anyway.
Thank you.
Not necessarily new structures, modern structures, because they are resilient. Because why? We know climate change is just around the corner. It's going to worsen our state. Flooding is going to increase anyway. So our mitigation plans ought to be on the proper pedestal.
All I'm saying
if you're
is,
not planning properly
I
for
hope
it.
that the outcome of this work will be
Yes.
put to good use.
Yeah, I'm hopeful too. Anyway, that's what is going to happen. But the president saying that he'll revisit a referendum to pave way for election of MMDCs. He was insisting that, to him, the best way to go about this is to do it on partisan basis, and that that became the thorny point.
That's his view.
Yeah, and even though the rest of us disagreed, because he was president, he ended the game.
No, I'm sorry, but that's his view. When
Yeah.
it comes to this, he also has only one vote.
Yeah.
When it comes to electing the MC in his area, he also has only one vote. So I'm sorry, but yeah, he should allow for other people to have views too.
Anyway, but
Yeah.
the last time he put it off, he was like, he can do it anyway. Anyway, but that's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. There's one more story you should be interested in. The Honyanuga case, Supreme Court retains Honyanuga is also there. The back page has 40 health environmental experts discuss elimination of lead poisoning among children. If you did science, one of the difficulties you have in life is knowing that lead is PB. What they call it, the symbol for lead is PB. But apparently, their children, they are exposed to lead in various forms. And lead poisoning is on the rise in the country. So mothers should be extra careful about what their children are exposed to, directly and indirectly. And experts are working very hard to make sure that if we cannot curtail children's access to them, we can reduce their prevalence in the environment, so that it will not be a problem for kids. It has very devastating effects on children.
Well, they have to break the education down.
Yes.
Because this is still very technical, very scientific.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there's 15 regulatory bodies have come together to fashion out how to work it out. I'm
Okay.
sure what you're saying will be taken into consideration anyway. That's also on the back page rather of the Ghanaian Times. Marvin.
Let's do the Daily Guide newspaper. I won't take excuses. Nana wants MMDCEs. The opening case in terms of the review decision yesterday is also on the front page of the paper. And then 100,000 Ghana cedis bill for Shattawale Medical. 3 boys. That story is here, as well as
I
the
thought he was
Takoradi
given
kidnap
bail
hoax.
on his own recognizance.
Yeah, but on 100,000.
So he has to bring
So-
personal sureties to the value of 100,000.
No, I don't think his was like that.
Then where
That's
does
why-
100,000
So
come in?
I think the clarification we got yesterday was that he, the individual, was self-recognizance, but it was the other 3.
Yeah,
The
who
medical-
were,
that's what I
yeah,
thought.
the other
Medical
3.
and the other 2 accomplices. They
Who
were
were-
supposed to provide bail with sureties to the tune of 100,000.
Yeah,
But Shatters was on his own
yeah.
recognizance.
No,
And
the interesting part is that, do you see the video that followed that?
that's what we've been airing.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one that the main man went to the seaside to say that, prison there, I don't want to go again, I want to swim, I want to enjoy myself. I have to dive into the sea to freedom is not small, you know.
So
not easy.
his self-recognizance bail, though, was, came with a figure of 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Let's try and understand that
A
thing. Let's see if
self-recognizance
we can
bill
call
of
someone to
100,000
explain
Ghana cedis
how it works.
by the court.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get someone to explain this to us. because it's a question that has come up a few times over the day yesterday. And in fact, before that, you noted that people were making all these funny comments about, oh, Shatta has 100,000, you should just go and pay.
Yes.
Oh, you don't pay
So
Now,
cash.
I was
exactly,
shocked.
exactly,
You don't
And
pay
then,
money.
you
exactly.
know,
So let's take the opportunity to get some education. We'll bring you the fine details of how this whole bill works. If it's on self-recognizance, what does it mean? If it's to the tune of 100,000, what does it mean? And
now,
all of that business.
let me just run through the finder quickly. Republic Bank supports Black Stars with 200,000 cedis, and that's on the front page. Poverty, youth unemployment are the major instruments for conflict in Africa. And our immediate past senior minister, now senior presidential advisor, Yao Osafo Mafo, is the one making this point, and I agree with him perfectly. Especially in the Republic of Ghana, the study suggests that the gap between the rich and the poor is widening. The gap, in fact, when we tried for a very long time to use almost 25 years to have poverty, what we did was, even though we reduced poverty generally, we widened the gap between the north and the south when it comes to poverty. We basically pushed almost a million more people in the northern part of the country into poverty, whilst reducing general poverty in the country. And it's terrible. If you look at our poverty profile and the mapping, we still have very endemic poverty in this country, which should be dealt with frontally. Youth employment is a big deal. You remember the 6 a.m. story where the people in WA, they just want to be recruited. The chance of being recruited is even limited, because more likely people will be dominated by powerful people. Now, they went there overnight to go and sleep and wait for their turn. So they went to sleep at the stadiums. They didn't care about the weather conditions. They just were interested in making sure that they get recruited. It's almost as if we want to punish our own when we want to get them. You remember the other queues that we saw in our crowd too?
Similar, there's a
Yeah.
situation in Kumasi as well.
Yeah. It's as if we know that there are a few alternatives. In the 21st century, what prevents us first from getting them to go to an online process? That it's only the people we shortlist that we make them appear for the actual face-to-face engagement. If we still think that COVID is an issue today, or if we still think that we are still within that period, but it's just because they don't have alternatives. If these young men and women had alternatives, I'm sure they would have chosen comfortable modes of applying for jobs elsewhere. And some of them, not because they don't have qualifications, they are purely qualified. One of the most painful things of being a Ghanaian is having so many degrees and yet not finding a job. You cannot fathom how that is possible. So with all the things you are told when you are growing up and going to school, it's like, no, you grab it, you will get a job later on. You'll be somebody fruitful and meaningful. That's the frustration of the people on the ground
The
today.
stress your parents put you through.
Yes.
The things they make you deny yourself.
Yes.
So that you can get a certificate.
Yeah.
That they believe will unlock, success. in your
Opportunities
life.
for you. Opportunities that people get elsewhere.
And
for little education. That's even the most painful part. Opportunities people get elsewhere for little education. If there's anything more government should be concentrated on, this one is more important.
All right, let's do the online news reviews brought to you by Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Goil, good energy and enterprise life. No matter how much you make for a living, Enterprise Life has life solutions carefully crafted for you. Enterprise Life, your advantage.
Now, dear woman, Zenith Bank Ghana sees you. Because of you, Zenith Bank has introduced onto the market the new and exciting Z Woman Plus for top executives and Z Woman for womanpreneurs and professionals. Is that your job title, womanpreneur? I like it.
Could be.
Now, as a Z Woman, you will have access to key partnerships, exclusive discounts, credit facilities, periodic webinars and engagements on health, entrepreneurship, financial planning, beauty, and so much more by way of interesting topical issues. Discover the amazing benefits of being a Z woman. Sign up today at any Zenith Bank branch across the country or download a registration form from zenithbank.com.gh. Be a Z woman. Believe in yourself always. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
And Goil is rewarding its pre-paying Go Card customers with 2 Swiss discount per litre on fuels. You also enjoy discount on lubricants at Goil stations nationwide. Elevate your goodness by joining Goil Go Club today and enjoy up to 3 Swiss per litre discount on fuel. Amazing discount on lubricant purchases. Free life insurance cover provided by My Life Insurance. Here's how to join the Go Club. Visit Goil stations or offices. Visit their website, registration.goil.com.gh, and all GOIL social media platforms. GOIL, good energy.
Right, and well, I'd have liked to show you what's on my joy9.com, but go check it out. Lots of stories there. Time for the BBC News, brought to you by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Sethi Brothers.
It's a goal!
Just as you carry your favorite club, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, close to your heart, the club also brings ultimate care for you, your family, and your property through Fabu Assure. Fabu Assure, powered by Star Assurance, provides ultimate cover for your vehicle, either through comprehensive or third-party cover. Protection for your home against fire, natural disasters, or burglary under homeowners policy, and peace of mind with the travel policy. Support